Hey yo, it's your friendly neighborhood Crow, and today we're going to be playing Planet Zoo. So I've played Planet Zoo on my own time quite a bit. For example, if we go to my career, we see I have 24 out of 39 stars. Played quite a bit. But I still have no idea what I'm doing. I kind of just wing it. Today, we're actually going to come in here and we're going to start a new franchise zoo. Thank you. So I have two. I have one that I just started randomly called the Entangled Getaway, and then I have one that my partner named called Valencia. It's a work in progress, but today we're going to make a new one. I want to do something a little different. What if we do tundra? I can do it in the Antarctic. That seems a little much. Oh my god, okay, let's do it. Oh no, I can't because I don't have that many cold animals. Let's do Europe. Okay, I don't have Europe. What do we want to name this zoo? Let's see. Let's go with Timeless Tundra. Because why not? Oh, I cannot. Oh god. There we go. Let's just make this. So, I'm still learning how to play the game. I know there's a ton of tips and tricks and stuff you can find all over the place, but I'm kind of trying to learn more organically. I do not have very many of the DLC because there are a bunch of them, so the animals I do have is relatively limited, as well as my decorations. Just to make you guys aware, like I do not have the Arctic pack, that kind of stuff. So no platypi, we don't have them. But we will make do with what we do have. Also, I've noticed on franchise mode, as of late, that certain animals are almost unobtainable, specifically African elephants, Bengal tigers, Siberian tigers, male zebras are very hard to get a hold of. Let's see, what else? There's quite a few animals that are very hard to get a hold of, so you will see me going in and out of the market looking for animals that I'm not placing in the zoo right away, and it's just because I'm trying to get a hold of them. We are going to pause so I don't waste my money. Of course, I did pick flat because every time I've tried the sculpted ones, they come out terrible. Like, they just don't work. They do not work. So this one is tundra. I want to do some pathing that would... I think we'll go with this. I think I'm going to do a grid with this one just to try it out. I haven't done it before. And I'm hoping with like flat terrain, it might make things a little easier. Oh my god, I cannot do this. Hang on. Hang on. I lied. We're not doing grid. Because that's gonna take forever if I do a grid. Now, something I don't know how to do is adjusting the paths so I can make circles. Like, I see people with like circular pavilions and stuff all the time. Oh dear, that's not straight. And haven't figured it out. Like, I've watched tutorials on it and still have no idea what I'm doing. And I think we have, oh yeah, we have a ton of room. Something that I've been really bad about is not creating space. Like, it's all been really, really close together, which in the grand scheme of things has been making everything pretty difficult to manage. So we're not gonna do that this time around. I do know, how far out does the power go? Okay. So we're going to have like a cute little kind of square. Kind of spot for our people to be able to eat and whatnot, and then we will do a smaller path off this way for our starting buildings. Now, they will be upgraded. This is not like, we're not keeping the entryway this way. This is kind of just a temporary setup. It'll change because I can change it later. I do use the staff pathing because for some reason on my file I've tried to use those little strips to keep them from walking past. I've tried the guest like barriers, they don't work. I've tried. They do not work for me, which sucks. But it's okay. The paths don't bother me so much. Alright, so we're gonna come in here now and do facilities. We're gonna do the smaller facilities to start with. Again, I'll upgrade it a little later on. I don't know how to do this. Hang on. Blueprints off. We'll go to staff facilities. So we're gonna do like the smaller ones for now. Oh. There it goes. We'll do a large staff room. Why not? Might as well. It's already there. And a workshop. Okay. So there is my little strip of things. And then we're gonna come over here and just do some of our guest stuff. We'll start with the chief beef, just because that's kind of my go-to to start with. Oh my goodness, hang on. Adjust a little bit here. I don't have enough mouse space. Okay, there we go. We'll do that. Do a drink stall. Why not? Let's do the milkshakes. We'll put a bathroom block over here. And that's just to get us started so we have something. I think we're gonna go with like a blue color scheme. Oh my gosh, what am I looking for? In general, a blue color scheme for the entire zoo. I've kind of fallen in love with the conservation pack. I just like the way the stuff looks. We're just gonna add these in. Don't want messy, people. And we are going to, you know, I could have adjusted the color on one of them, but it's fine. We'll do dark blue, light blue. I like the light blue. Okay. We'll just come in and fix this really quick. I did not think that all the way through. It's fine. We'll just copy them from here on out, but they're already down. Might as well just... I'll probably forget and end up doing this all over again anyway. So we'll come in here. Because they kind of just drop their trash everywhere when it's the little stalls. We can add... like a little bench situation over here. So they have a couple picnic benches. Just so they have somewhere to sit. Nothing schmancy. And the matching, like, actual benches over here. Now we are going to come in and pick my first animal we're going to put in the zoo. Check my animal storage. So these ones are actually for another zoo I'm running. But we do have other animals in here. Like we have the ostriches we can start with. I don't know if these guys, I'm pretty sure these guys are related, so we'd have to get an unrelated male. We don't want any inbreeding. The bongos are always, like, I don't know what it is with them, but they're always upset about something. We do have the American bison we can do. And I have some African buffalo. Let's come look in here and see if we can find a male for that. Oops. The prices on some of these are absolutely wild. So no, we don't have the amount for any of those. I want to start with an animal that's okay in colder weather. Just so we don't have to worry about it so much. Okay. You know, I don't have any timber wolves in any of my current zoos, so let's see if we can find some of those. Oops. I swear. Okay. Well, we have a male I can purchase. Let's get him. See if there's any females I can get. This is where it's rough because people sell these animals for like a ridiculous amount. Okay, let's filter it by female. Let's do price ascending. Yeah, okay. Can't afford any female timber wolves. Let's try grizzlies. I started with grizzly bears in all my other zoos, so I would prefer not to. It doesn't look like... Guess we could start with a cow, but I would prefer to do something more endangered. Let's try... Oh, evidently I can't spell. Okay, looks like we can get one, maybe two. Let's do two younger guys, so we'll do that. And we'll send this to the zoo. Oh, yeah, because I don't have anybody in the zoo. So we'll start with just her. She is only 4.6 years old. So hopefully we can get a male by the time she's old. Okay, where do we want this enclosure? More than likely the staff area is still going to be back over here. It's just going to look different. But I kind of don't want the enclosure like right up on everything. Maybe we have the path leading to the enclosure and then branch around it. That's not something I've done before. Let's try it. Ooh. Okay. We'll have the enclosure here. Now let us do our pathing. So I always almost exclusively keep guest paths at 6 meters. However you want to put it. Just to make things a little easier. Now I do want like a little, should I do, okay, hang on. What if I did one of these? Oh my god, I hate it. Okay, close enough. We do one of these and then build the enclosure so they can like see into it. I've never done a like below ground enclosure. I think is what it would be considered. Or like whatever, you understand what I'm trying to say. I hope. So I am going to use like an actual barrier. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I have had bear escape issues. And of course we can like decorate it and stuff still. Start here. I don't do like actual below ground enclosures simply because of the fact that I haven't gotten them to work ever. I sit here and I struggle and I fight with the barriers and whatnot to even get them to work the way I want to. And that's just like a waste of my time. So I do know they probably need, I didn't even check the space. So it's gonna be 2 adults because I don't think, yeah, 2 adults max. And then probably, because they tend to have twins, so about 630. I tend to try to double the area because of the fact that we do add in foliage and stuff that compromises the amount of space that's in an area. I hope to God this is straight. Lord only knows. Probably not. If anyone knows how to make these walls actually straight, I'd be thankful. Because I haven't figured it out yet. They always land up kind of crooked, and yeah. That is unfortunate. I do want them to have plenty of space to like meander about. So we will adjust as necessary. Oh, I can do more, I think. Nope, I lied. So I'm learning how to be creative with this stuff, but don't quite know what I'm doing, so yeah. Alright, let's see if I can. That's a little bit better. Alright, let's throw a gate in here really quick. Doesn't like it there. Of course not. Hang on. Sometimes I'm just on the wrong side. There we go. Alright, let's check the size really quick before we do much else. That's a bit bigger than I actually wanted it. Let's try... Excuse me. Shrink it down by like 2 walls here. Stop it. No one sees me arguing with it, I hope. Okay. There we go. It was not letting me do what I wanted to do. How are we looking now? A little better. We'll delete 2 from this side. And move it over. I know. It's weird. But I don't want it too big. Actually, I can undo that. Just thinking I can delete that little wall there. Okay. Whee! Okay, we have adjusted. Better. Okay. Now that I have this about the size... Oh, excuse you. Oh lord, what did I just... Stop it. Good lord, get out of here. Okay. There we go. That's better. We will go... H bears. That's what this one will be called. Now, these guys live over here. If it's Nepal, that kind of area, we are actually going to do some rocky terrain. I say rocky, but hilly terrain going on over here. Gonna make them like a cave over here. Don't worry, I'll fix the fencing. need to shrink that. Hang on. Ooh, oh, not that much. Good lord. What the heck? There we go. We're just kind of making them all a little cave to use as their hard shelter here. Just because that makes sense. Okay. Smooth. I'm still learning how to use the terrain stuff, so, you know, don't mind me too much. Of course, we're gonna add rocks and all of that in a minute. But it'll look a little better. There we go. Add a couple, like, little hills over here. Just want some terrain stuff going on. So it's not just flat, because the area they live in is not just flat. Now, I know I am out of the range of my electricity, but we will fix that in just a second. Okay. I'm actually going to come in here and add a little bit of water area for them. Where do I want it is the question. I don't want it too close to the keeper door because then it throws a fit. I kind of want their climbing space over here, so I guess we could put it here is good. Okay. I know they don't need a swimming space or anything, but again, we're trying to make it not look super boring. So add that in, smooth this out a little bit so it doesn't look so dumb. Maybe. Oh yeah, that looks better. Okay. That's good for terrain, I think. Now we'll go to habitat. Find our species here. There it is. Just do. So I do have some stuff downloaded from the Steam Workshop. You'll see it pop up. I can't use all of it because I haven't researched everything yet. But I do want to add in, see how big this is. That one's too big. Some climbing space for them, just because I know it's not required, but I feel like they deserve some climbing space. And we'll do enrichment. I haven't ever had these guys before. It got rid of my hill. Okay, we'll put it over here. Because that was just rude. But I have had grizzly bears, and if I remember correctly, they're mostly researched at this point. So that's where this stuff comes from. That should be enough for that. Kind of like the tire, just because I've seen it at zoos. Prey scented sack can go here, yes, and we'll do a tree, a scratchy tree. Wherever it'll fit in. There we go. Oh. My terrain. It's fine. We'll adjust. There we go. That's all, pretty much all the enrichment they'll need in the habitat. I won't decorate it or anything until I have them in here, just because I prefer it that way. Now these guys are probably extra large. Or large. Okay, I need to do a little more terraining here. Oh dear. It's fine. You see nothing. That doesn't exist. Oh my gosh. We'll just add rocks there, it's fine. Let me smooth it out. Happy little accidents, happy little accidents. Okay. I don't know if they would be large or extra large. Let's go look at these guys' size. So, pretty big. I'd go with large bedding, honestly. Not extra large, because with extra large, I'm thinking more along the lines of elephant. Yeah, no. There we go. There's that. We will adjust it with rocks. Don't judge it too harshly. And that's pretty much all they need. Like absolutely necessary. Now we are going to build a... Might be easier to do it this way. Hang on. Let's do facilities first. We're gonna build a little keeper's hut. So I've seen a couple other people do keeper huts and stuff for... Why does it not like it? I do not know. For their animals. And I think it's a great idea. Even though for some reason this is not cooperating with me at the moment. So we'll do a keeper's hut, and then we're gonna need electricity and water. Now I'll do the water inside the building, but it doesn't make sense for me to have a wind turbine outside of the building. I hope you agree with me. So I'll do some quick construction. I suck at this. I am not at all architecturally talented in any game I play, so don't judge me too much. I don't want it to go in. We'll move it. I'll adjust it. It's fine. I think this wall will work for this. Yes, it will. Maybe I should just wall it off instead of doing it this way. So strange that it doesn't connect on that corner. Let me adjust this a little bit more. Hang on. I mean, no one will be staring at this back corner, but it bothers me that it's not square, so. Now we need a roof. I don't want the roof to be the same color, so let us see. it's corrugated plastic. Can you change the color of the corrugated plastic, Ruth? I do not know. Probably. But it doesn't have the pieces I want, so... Again? Do you see this shenanigans? Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh. Is that something to do with the way I put that? No. How strange. So I don't think there's any way to fix that. I don't think. Whatever, that looks fine. I think this piece. I can't see it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I was gonna say. Good enough. Not great, but good enough. Alright, we're gonna extend my path. Shrink this path. Oops. Whoopsie doopsies. Why? There we go. Woo! Keep her hat. Now the rest of the money we have is going to be saved for well, shiitake mushrooms. I'm gonna have to move that a little further. Sometimes I swear it just doesn't like me. Okay. There we go. Okay. Of course, we're gonna need some particular facilities really quick, specifically guest stuff. Security. Let me just copy you, friendo. Because these guys are messy critters, so if I don't have trash cans, we will end up with trash literally everywhere. So, trash cans, facility, education board. As I hiccup, my goodness. We can fix this really quick. So we'll do rotate. Throw my education board up here. Where's that little thingy? Nope, not that one. And yes, I keep it where I can see it. Now this would just make sense over here because it's bears. Okay. Is that floating? Oh my god, it's floating. My life. Okay. Shoop. There we go. I fixed it. And of course we need our donation bins. Because without donation bins, you don't have money. Alright, looks good to me. We're gonna double check one more time just to see if there's any more out here. I can purchase a mail. We're gonna go with the cheapest option because I don't have a whole lot of these. And then we're going to do my staff. And we're gonna set up our zones really quick. So we need a caretaker, keeper, mechanic, and a vet. I'm actually gonna do an extra keeper, and you'll see why in a second. So when we come in here and do our work zones, I'm gonna do a new work zone, and our first work zone is going to be everything. And then our next work zone is actually going to be just these guys. So the keeper hut, my staff room, and not that one, trading center and quarantine. Okay. Oops. Okay. Quarantine. Animal trade center. Staff room. This keeper hut. And this. Okay. There we go. And this will be the H.Bears. Specifically. And they will have their own keeper. So we are going to come in here. And they are going to be entrance everything. Our mechanic is entrance everything. So is our custodian. And then we've got one that is just the Himalayan bears and one that is entrance everything. I am actually going to do and add these guys to the entrance as well, just so we know which shops these are. So staff, double check. Yep, okay. All good, all good. Now that we have these guys, we will take our bears and put them in quarantine, because they are brand new. I'm happy to have a male and a female, thank God. And we will let this run. Everyone's gonna start doing their work. Of course, we've got our little things, what facilities without power. Oops. We forgot to put a thing, hang on. And we need the I do try to do the eco-friendly thing. Add this in. Then we will adjust our work zone really quick to include it. now we can go on with our stuff. Oh, that is not even at all. It's fine. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Do I have to do it again? Yep, sure do. So we'll put those two away. And I know it's gonna yell at me that we're low on money. Always does when I first start the zoo. But we have literally everything we need just to start. Let's speed this up a little bit. So our bears come out of quarantine faster. Yay! Our first animals. Also, our zoo has, I just realized, gotta double check the tickets. The last time I started a franchise zoo, it started at 0. So, yeah. Now that we have our friend in here. Excuse me, child. Where are you going? Running away already? I need you. Okay. So, way too much long grass. Which is pretty typical. So we'll come in here and fix it really quick. You know, I think I forgot to put food in here for them, like a food tray, so I'll have to do that. Let's fix the terrain first really quick. Maybe if I make this a little bigger. Just trying to get rid of all this long grass that's in here, and we'll adjust from there. Okay, now we can add some rock in here. Rock. We can add some snow in. can do our biome stuff. So we'll do our ice rocks this time around just because they are like in a cold climate. Let's add some in here. Change up the landscape a little bit. Let's delete that really quick and pick a better one. Do I have? I do have one, okay. Gonna stick these rocks in here, mush and meld them together until they look relatively decent. Good. Now we actually need to take, before I forget, whee! And it's a 6.6 feet, so that's 2.5 meters as standard. Make sure they can't climb over it. And I'm actually going to come make this particular section higher. Just in case, because we don't want them to climb out. Ta-da! Okay. Anyway. Let this play for a second while I do They're decorating. So we have our rocks in. They need more coverage. Plenty of trees. Add in a couple of flowers, I guess. That'll do for them. Oh, I do have to add in their food plate because my goofy shenanigans forgot to add one in. Come in here and fix these. I think they're standing right in front of my speaker. There it is. Ta-da! I am going to add an ATM or two over here as well. Make it where they can buy more stuff. We're gonna speed up time, see if I can earn money. Doesn't look like we're earning much. Oh, it's me! Okay. So what I'm gonna do is we're actually gonna come in here to finances and we're gonna pull a loan. Now, I'm gonna pull probably the 20,000, lower this down as much as we can for yearly payments. Let's take a look at the animals I have in my trading box here. We can search for more wolves really quick while we're in here. I do have a female. Check the Zoopedia. I don't know how many of them we need. Okay, so the 2 will work for now. I do want more wolves though. I guess we can do 2 males, 2 females. Let's check. Let's see what we've got. Your longevity is terrible. So we'll go with our small boy here. We'll stick with the 3 just to start with. See if we can pick up more later. Now, I have the keeper hut over here, so I feel like we should build over here first. That's weird. So, I think we'll build over here. How much room do they need? I have 3, but I want 4 adults. More than likely we're gonna have a butt ton of juveniles, so we're just gonna stick 10 in here. So about 2,000. Just in case we'll add 2 more. Yeah. So we're gonna add it on this side just because we already have a keeper's hut over here. We're gonna keep it playing. Let's see. What fencing do we need for you guys? Grade 2, which is great because I actually prefer my wooden barrier. I know. So typical. Okay. So what we're gonna do is lengthen my walls for one. We're gonna make it about as big as our bears here. Is that warping it? It is. I can't make them straight no matter what I do. Oh my god. It's fine. I hate it when it does that to me. Now, I know my habitats are relatively square at the moment. We can adjust that a little bit. It's just because I prefer things squared off, but not everybody does. Which is fair. It is more interesting to have different shapes. So we'll do something kind of like that. It's already a little wonky because I'm a little wonky, so it's fine. Our habitat gate here. Now we want to check our habitat size. I do want to make it a little bigger. Because again, we add terrain, so. I mean, we add stuff that blocks their terrain, like where they can walk. So we do want a lot for a little extra space. Plus, I want to do things a little bigger this time around. Oops. This time around anyway. Because I always make itty bitty teeny tiny zoos. Like, I just discovered that I make itty bitty teeny tiny zoos. Amazing, right? Okay, so we have this. Where do they normally live? Canada. And a lot of Germany and Russia. Okay. Let's see. In that case, they are going to have like a lot of hills and stuff. do kind of want to change this to have like some glass viewing. Hang on. Adjustment time. Like that. There we go. So we can fix the path now for this. Nope, one more. Curved. I kind of just want to add a little bit of variety when it comes to how I have things set up. Like, so we have this one above ground, we'll have this one here, the one on the other side will probably just be straight glass. But I don't even know what animal we're going to stick in there, so there's that. We're also going to make this kind of a little taller too, here specifically. Stop it. Wait a second, way to do that. Okay, there we go. Like, it didn't do what I wanted it to do. That's so weird that it's... Hang on. Because if it's gonna lift that side, then we're gonna just do this. Never mind, I lied to myself. It's fine. I'll just do it the way I had it. Oh. We'll add in double-sided glass here. I don't know if they're shy. I could probably check. But I just do the double-sided glass because it's less likely that they're gonna attack the glass. Yeah, they're confident and the gas flee from them. I don't want them to be attacking the glass. So, we'll just do that. I think that's still pretty good size. Yeah. Alright, let's mess with the terrain a little bit here. Let's pause and terrain. Kind of just want to give them some hilly terrain here. Kind of like I did with my bears, but a little bit more. Smooth it. Habitat is gonna be in here. Let's see what we've got. So I do actually want to use like my little, I say little, my shelter I've got here because I'm being lazy. I know I have to lower it. Don't freak out. I'm just checking the back. Yeah, okay. Now the bedding that's in here is too big for them. So I think they need medium. Yeah. Medium bedding for them. Make sure they have plenty of bedding in there. Do want to come in here to train and smooth this out a little bit though, just to make sure they can get up there. I don't know that I've done any research for these guys, so I don't know if I'm gonna have any other stuff. We're not adding water in for them. We will add pan in. Enrichment, what do I have? I have a dog ball. And I have a bamboo feeder. Then for toys, prey scented stick, we can put that there. Ball, ice ball, maybe a block of ice over here. Alright, that should do for the time being anyway. So we have to edit this. This is our timber wolves. Oops. And then we gotta come in here really quick and add it in. Keeper hut, quarantine, animal trade center. Hang on. That needs to go away. I was a little confused there, a little confuzzled. Okay, this one is Timberwolf. What is it with my O? Timberwolves. Whatever. We'll fix that later. So Timberwolves. We will add keeper specifically for them. And then we do need to add it into the everything. Zone as well. Blink. Okay. everything is added into the everything. Our wolves are going to be added in. Go to animal trading, go to our storage, pull out our friends, send them to quarantine. Quarantine. Did it just put them back? It did. Oh my god, why? Quarantine? There we go. And away we go. We do still have a couple other things to add in over here while they're doing that. I just wanted to get the main part of this built. We are going to go back in and decorate everything. But right now we just need money. So, donation boxes, education board. I'll actually stick that over here so it's not like right in the way of our wolves. Speaker. It would actually be a good spot for a conservation board. We'll put it on this side. And of course we're gonna need trash can. Hello? Did I just delete it instead of copying it? I think I did. Anyhoodini, we are going to add in some trash cans because we know these guys are messy. Oops. Did not want that rope. My goodness. Okay. Trash cans. Alright, what are we gonna put over here? So, let's see what we've got. Definitely climate change, because they're in a cold area, it just makes sense. So I'll have that there. It's throwing a fit because I have no security guard, but I don't normally add one in right away anyway. We should probably add a couple more benches in though. Because people are walking quite the distance to come see our new wolves. Okay. Quarantine. Kind of want to wait until there's at least 2 of them, because if they go in there without their friend, they'll be terribly upset. Okay. So now we have our wolves headed over so we can adjust their terrain. Oh, looks like I have overall profits and my education. Cool. Oh, we have an inspector report. Probably not great. Oh, we have 4 stars. Never mind, I lied to myself. Guess happiness isn't bad either. Okay, here's our first one. So now we can add them onto the board and the speaker. Yep. Let's poke you guys and see what we need terrain-wise. So too much long grass again. Let's come in here and do soil. Hope you can hear them. I do know I have a waterfall over there, but we're just gonna leave it the way it is. Now we have all 3 of our woofers in here. I do want to add another female. I think it's a female I need to add. I think. Don't quote me on that. Oh my god, the long grass, why? It's always the long grass. And there they go. Escaping already. Okay. They shouldn't be able to, according to like their fencing regulations. They only need 4.4 feet. And this is 2 meters. That makes 6 feet. But it's fine. It's fine. We'll just come in here and go, whee! Guess what? No more escaping. Anyway. I think it's because there's a hill there and it jumped. But, yeah. Anyway. Don't need an escaped-ed wolf. That's the last thing we need. Okay. Let's try adding in some rock. See if that'll get rid of some of the grass that's lingering, God only knows where, in here. I'm colorblind, which makes this particular part difficult on my eyeballs. Because I can't see it. Okay. Terrain is fine. Now they need... Let's do Europe. Just to do a little bit of a difference. Beech trees are so pretty. Let's add one back here. One over here. Just because they're big and poofy, and why not? We can add in some azaleas. Let's do some rocks. Oh look, we're already about ready to have a baby bear. Woot woot. Okay, we need gray rocks to match the ones we've already got going on. And yes, I do let it go to nighttime. Doesn't affect much. Just means I have more hours where it's open, and I kind of need the money. So hopefully that doesn't bother you guys too much. If it does, I'll change it, but... I'm glad I chose animals that aren't comfortable in the snow to start with. Because heavens, is it difficult when you've got to put heaters everywhere. These guys are just like, ooh, yay, snow. That looks pretty good. Add in some foliage here, so it doesn't make sense for it to be super bland. They do live in the mountains after all. Okay, that should do. Let's poke one of these guys really quick and find out. look happy to me. Tickets are underpriced. Cool. I feel like that's too much. There we go. Still? Whoops. There we go. Okay. The alert is gone finally. Okay. So, we have our wolves and our bears, and look, we have baby bears. Oh my gosh, look, we have baby bears. Hang on, let me just... Hello! Hello, friend. Look how cute you are. Hello. Oh my gosh. And it was twins, exactly like I thought it was going to be. If you do want to contribute a name to one or more of the animals, you can definitely go ahead and do that. You can leave it in the comments below, and I will go ahead and change the name of whatever animal you want. But I think we're gonna leave off right here for this time around. We've done two rather large enclosures. We have two entirely different species of critter with our wolves and our bears. And we're making some decent headway. So, I will see you guys in the next one.